Do not forget to subscribe to Rajshri Food, and for regular recipe notifications, click on the bell icon. Indo-Chinese cuisine in a way has taken over the restaurant scene in India. What you prominently notice in these restaurants on the table are these three sauces. When you try to serve this kind of cuisine in the house, you generally bank on proprietary sauces. Today, let's see how we can make the same sauces in the house. Hey guys, it's Varun Inamdar and welcome to Rajshri Food. Well, these sauces are in varied forms, but what I'm doing today are three sauces that are my personal favorite. The first one is the simplest of them all, and that is soya chili. The first ingredient that I'm using for this is light soy sauce. To this, to spike it and to take it to the next level, I'm adding in chopped chilies. For the nice color and look, I've chosen a mix of fresh red chilies and fresh green chilies. All you need to do is give this a mix. Allow this to mature for at least 6 to 7 hours. The chilies need to become sour and the soy sauce needs to get that touch of spice. With this, your soya chili is done and ready. The next sauce requires, of course, cooking, and that is sweet garlic. For this, I'm going to use a touch of oil. This is regular vegetable oil. Do not get experimental with nut oils, especially sesame and peanut, though that is extensively used in Indo-Chinese food because it has a very strong and prominent flavor. For this, you need the prominence of sweet and garlic. For sweet, I mean sugar, and garlic, of course, garlic. Once the oil kind of just begins to heat, I'll add in chopped garlic. We need to chop this nice and fine. Do not get into crushing this or chopping this roughly because that is going to change the bite of the garlic in this sauce. You need to constantly keep stirring the garlic in this case because this sauce is going to be water based, and that you would have noticed because I've added just a touch of oil because you do not want the oil to be floating on top of the sauce. Ensure that the garlic does not burn, but we also need to ensure that the garlic is 3/4 done. Once the garlic is sauteed and almost 3/4 done, the next ingredient that goes in is chili flakes. These are red chili flakes, dried of course. Need to give this a mix, and along with this immediately we need to start adding the rest of the ingredients. The first one is to just give it that touch of Chinese, and that is Star Anise. Along with this, I'm following this up with sugar. With this, some water. Let's give this a nice stir and allow this to boil on high flame. You'll notice that the red chili starts leaching its beautiful red color and the sauce gets a nice tinge of red. To balance off the sweetness, I'm going to add in a tablespoon of vinegar on low flame, and along with this, we need to make a slurry of cornstarch and water. To mix this together, make sure it's nice and lump free. You need to keep this aside and add in a critical ingredient to enhance the flavor, and that is salt. Because it's a water-based sauce, the salt may be just a little more than required. Increase the flame and add in the slurry of cornstarch. Stir this and cook this on high flame till the sauce becomes relatively thicker. Do not overdo the cornstarch or the slurry because remember the fact that once the sauce cools down to room temperature, this will continue thickening and the cornstarch will do all its magic. With this, our sweet garlic sauce is done and ready, and allow this to cool down completely before you bottle it. Now that it's scallion oil, of course, logic says that it's going to use oil and lots of it. So to this, let's add in oil, and this again is vegetable oil. Allow this to just kind of begin to heat up, and while that's happening, we need to add in spring greens or scallions. We need to start cooking this on low to medium flame so that all the scallion releases the essential oils and the oil starts getting flavored. And while that is happening, let's add in a few ingredients which enhance the flavor. The first one is of course salt. Just a touch, not too much. freshly cracked black pepper. You can do a little more of this. Again, one of my favorite bites in this scallion oil. And the last ingredient, which actually rounds up all the flavor, is a stock cube. I'm just adding a touch of it to kind of round up the flavors and of course to enhance the flavor of the greens. Smash this up, allow it to flavor all the oils. While cooking this, I'm time and again repeating myself that we need the flame to be absolutely low or medium because you do not want to change the color of the scallion greens. Once the spring greens are almost 3/4 done, we need to turn the flame off and transfer this in a bowl. With this, the scallion oil is also done and ready. With this, your 3 Indo-Chinese table sauces are done and ready. These stay perfectly well refrigerated for 30 days. So next time when you plan Indo-Chinese in your own home kitchens, try making these. Trust me, you'll stop buying proprietary sauces. Do not forget to like and share the video and subscribe to Rajshri Food.